Ohai, Malabo. Till 1973 Santa Isabel. The capital of Equatorial Guinea, the oldest city of the country. It is located in the northern part of the island of Bioko, or Fernando Po, at the volcano foot. It is the main commercial and financial center of the republic. In it one of the most deep water ports in the region and also the international airport serving flights to continental Tibet and also to the countries of Africa, Europe and in the USA is located. Sayudad, it is the city which is under construction now on the mainland of Equatorial Guinea, which is designed to replace Malabo as the capital. Governing bodies of Equatorial Guinea began process of moving to Sayudad in February 2017. History. In 1472, during search of the new route to India, the Portuguese seafarer Fernando Po came across the island which he called Formosa. Later the island in honor of his pioneer was called Fernando Po. In 1507 the Portuguese seafarer Ramos de Esquivel made the first attempt of colonization of the island, having mortgaged on it plantations of the sugar cane and having founded the sugar plant in Concepcion, nowadays Riop. But the hostility of the local people of Bubi and the disease quickly put the end to its undertakings. During government of the Spanish King Carlos III, Portuguese in exchange for Colonia del Sacramento in the area River Plate and island Santa Catalina at the coast of Brazil gave to Spaniards the island of Fernando Po and granted them the right to do business on the continent. According to agreements with Portugal, the territory of influence of Spaniards had to stretch from the delta of Niger to the mouth of the river Ak. Except the islands of Fernando Po and Anaban, also the islands of Corisco, Big Alobi and Small Alobi were transferred to Spaniards. Unsuccessful attempts to colonize these lands, Spain connected with internal problems, led to loss of interest of the kingdom in the Spanish Guinea. In 1827 Spain permits the British to use the island as the transshipment facility for fight against the slave trade. In 1821 the British captain Nelly approached the island of Fernando Po. Having considered it throne, it based the city of Melville Bay, Riabu, and San Carlos Bays. Several years later other British, the officer and the researcher William Fitzwilliam Owen, for the purpose of colonization of the island in the north of it, founded base for the British ships hunting the European slave traders on the place of the present capital. So on December 25, 1827, on ruins of the previous Portuguese settlement there was the Port Clarence. The name was given in honor of the Duke Clarence who became the King William IV subsequently. By Bubi named Port Clarence in own way. Repoto, place of foreigners. The population of the capital increased at the expense of the slaves released by British until the colony for them was transferred to Sierra Leone. Descendants of these released slaves remained on the island. They joined other migrants who arrived as free workers from Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire and began to be called the Creoles, or Fernandinos, speaking the pidgin. Mixes of English and language to the Bo with some elements of Spanish. During the British period the British consul became at the same time and the governor of the Spanish colony. In 1844 the Queen of Spain Isabel II, for the purpose of expansion of the territory of influence and rescue of heritage of Spain, led note to Great Britain about the desire to restore control over colony, and in 1855 returned control over the island, and the city Port Clarence was renamed in Santa Isabel in honor of the Queen Isabel II, and became the capital of Equatorial Guinea. The present name, Malabo, was appropriated to the city in 1973 within the campaign of the President Mesias Nguema for replacement of place names of the European origin African. The capital renamed Lapalo Melik, the last King Bubi, into honor of Malabo, opposing the power of Spaniards. Malabo, the son of the Tsar of the Ayak, surrendered to Spaniards. His uncle Sasabwera, the head of soldiers Bubi, claimed that he represents legal government of Bubi, and continued resistance to Spaniards up to 1898. After Spaniards killed Sasabwera, Malabo, without having competitors, became the Tsar, but had no power. Clans and Bubi settlements did not hurry to take the Spanish sovereignty over the island. Spaniards managed to win completely the island only by 1912. Climate. Average annual temperature is 25 C, the average annual amount of precipitation minus 1900 m. Malabo is one of the cities on the islands of the Gulf of Guinea which climate adverse. Transport. Public buses ply between the downtown and the region of Elangama. The main directions from Seaport Rabat, Spain and Cameroon. In 7 km from the center, the international airport of Malabo is located. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.